What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back my parts manager over here, Richard, who just took a hop. Probably wondering what in the world I got sitting up on the table today. This is a classic class of 1985 Honda Spree. What in the world would I want with a Honda Spree scooter? Well, I'm going to have to tell you a little story. Back when I was growing up, back in the mid-'80s as a young teenage boy, every boy's dream when they turned 14 was to get a moped, so they could ride a motorcycle on the street, legally, I might add. So when I turned 14, I got a Honda Urban Express, which, not to be confused with the Honda Express. The Urban Express was the kind of cool looking one that looked like a chopper. Not sure what I ended up doing with that. I remember the frame was cracked, and I think I might have blown it up, to be honest with you. But following that, I came across a used Honda Spree identical to this one. And I don't remember what I paid for it, but I do know back in 1985, when this was brand new, it was around $398. Now, granted, I paid quite a bit more for it today in 2023, but that kind of goes without saying nowadays with the value on these old vintage Hondas and whatnot going up. So that's one reason why I got this. I wanted to put it in my collection because I had one a long time ago, and it was always a fun little bike to ride around on. Second reason is trying to get my wife a little more interested in the hobby, and well, to be perfectly honest, she won't ride anything with a stick shift on it, so this is a good place to start. And coming up here in October, we're going to the Barber Vintage Fest, and there's only one way to enjoy that event, and that is on two wheels. So this year she'll be able to ride around with me for the 2 or 3 days that we're there while we're checking out the event. So that's the story behind it. It's a super clean machine. I've been looking for one of these for about 2 years, and there really is no middle ground on these. They're either in really good shape and they're priced accordingly, or they're just a pile of parts. And I wasn't looking to get into a pile of parts, although I have done that many times on a lot of my projects. I did a little bit of studying ahead of time, and I learned that parts for these are not easy to come by. I mean, other than nuts and bolts and little random things, there's nothing out there. There's really no aftermarket reproduction parts out there for them, and even factory Honda parts are just hard to come by. So I didn't want to put myself into a situation where it ended up costing me tons and tons of money to fix up a scooter that wasn't going to be worth more than maybe $1,500 in the end. So that's where we're at. That's what we got, and I'd like to take you in for a little walk around on it, like I always do. I really need you to see up close how nice this thing is. All right, bringing you in here for that close-up. Like I said, this is a super nice unit. I mean, look at these are original plastics, and you can't beat that. It does have some newer tires. They're Kendas, so I'm okay with that. And you can still see the hairy nubs, as someone calls them.
It's got a brand new front tire on it. If you zoom in, you can see the hairy nubs on it.
But yeah, this thing is it's just hard to believe that I found it. 1,400 original miles. I don't know what's going on with this side cover here. That's supposed to be silver. So I don't know, maybe somebody's been in there and replaced the belt or something. I'm going to, obviously, doing things the way I do it, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to repaint that Honda Cloud silver like it's supposed to be. And I'm also going to put a new, this is it's kind of like a CVT transmission, but it's not. It's more like a centrifugal belt drive clutch. So it's like it's in third gear all the time. It doesn't vary the pulley ratios. But anyway, I'm gonna clean up the clutch friction surfaces a little bit also while I'm in there, just for good maintenance. But that's about the extent of it. And then here in the rear, the turn signal mount, that black bar you see, that's not original. It should be a chrome bar. I'm thinking it must have got broken off at some point. I'm still kind of investigating that and deciding whether or not I like it. I could get another one of those racks, but they're going to cost me about $100 and it's used. The seat looks to be a reproduction cover of some sort. It's nice, but it should have some ribbing on the top, and it doesn't say Honda. So I'll probably replace that as well, just because I'm kind of picky like that. The other thing I noticed when I was looking at this, and you can't see it on camera, but right along this area here on both sides, and then on the front fender, running right down through here, you can see some like ghosting of where there used to be a decal of some sort. Actually, it's right here. You can't. It's right here. You can't see it in the camera, but to the naked eye, you can see like some ghosting, which I believe I can probably polish out. But my point there is it's some kind of lettering, and all I can make out in the lettering is racing. Same with the one on the front fender. So, I mean, that tells me right there. There's only one answer to this question. This is a former race bike. It has to be if it had racing stickers on it, right? And then you've got this black thing here in the floorboard, which I couldn't figure out what it was. It doesn't belong on the bike. It didn't come on the bike. It wasn't a Honda accessory. But that's clearly the remnants of a bracket for a fuel cell, right? Where they put the race fuel so they could easily get to it to fill it up. Or, I mean, guy could probably also, looks like it'd make a good cup holder too. I don't know. But yeah, let me pop you around to the other side real quick. The muffler is missing the heat shield. And then if you see, there's a bracket on the muffler that goes to nowhere. That's because that little plastic fenderette, whatever you want to call it, is supposed to have a bracket that comes down and connects right here. Looks like someone's cut that off, and that usually gets cut off because they put a race pipe on it. Again, getting back to the fact that this is a former race bike. So I think I'm not going to go crazy on trying to modify this thing, because there's not much you can squeeze out of a 50cc two-stroke. But I am gonna put a pipe on it, just because what I do know about two-strokes is they typically benefit from a nice pipe. So I'm gonna put a pipe on it, jet up the carb a little bit, and we'll get to that in a later video. And Richard, as you can hear, he's not happy with what's going on here. It's his first time back on camera for a while, so he's still kind of feeling it out. But yeah, it's just so nice, everything about it. So let me get you set back up here, and we'll carry on. All right, now that we have that out of the way, there's really only one thing left to do. That's start her up and take her for a quick little ride. I'd like to point out, for those of you that are watching this video, because you're into these scooters, these were made from 1984 to 1987. 1984 and 1985 only had electric start. They did not have a kickstart. In 1986, they added a kickstart. It would have been right here on the side cover, and 87 also had a kickstart as well. So let's see if she'll start up real quick. And she did. All right, nothing like having a stinky old two-stroke in the stable now. So let me pop this thing off the table here, and we'll take you for a quick little ride on it and wrap this up. All right, as always, hope you enjoyed that little ride. I guess that about wraps this up. And again, we're happy to have Richard back on camera. He's kind of taken the summer off. He's had a lot of things going on outdoors and whatnot, being that he's an outdoorsy type of dog. So he's back at it again. He's going to start helping us get our parts list together, get things ordered so we can wrap this project up real quick. This is probably going to be this can be a part 1 video. I don't foresee this getting drug out too far. I just got a few little odds and ends I want to kind of touch up on this, and then she's ready to go under the cover behind me until the next ride. So as always, thanks for watching, and if you like what you're seeing here, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.